Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew, the man, Scar Van. And, Drew, we had an eventful Daytona 500 weekend. And so let's get into it, man, starting with the duels.
Well, it's not going to be a race at Daytona without some excitement.
That's right.
Well, we'll start with Justin Allgaier. I mean, he wasn't able to qualify into the race. They didn't make speed during qualifying, I guess.
Yep.
So there's more pressure on him to put Junior Motorsports number 40 car, to finish the best. Or at least I think it was in front of, at the very least, JJ Yaley. I think there's two transfer spots. And Truex and Allgaier got him. And our new favorite man on earth, JJ Yaley, sadly didn't get to make it, which sucks. He had a sick car, but
He did. And Drew, I'm just so happy for Justin because last year, we rooted really hard for him in Xfinity, and then he wins the championship, and man, you got to feel good about it, because I don't know if anybody heard the communication in the car, but he places in the duel enough where he can race in the 500, and you hear him he goes, "I've always wanted this." He's like, "Thank you," and it just made me so happy, man. It's just awesome, and I love that Traveler's Whiskey. Every time that commercial comes on, I'm like, "Oh, I'm just a traveler." It's so catchy, man.
Yeah, I'm not a big Chris Stapleton fan, but damn it, that song does get stuck in my head very easily.
Every freaking Sunday at the races, they're just playing it. All of a sudden, you're watching the race, and they go to the commercial side by side. They're like, "Oh, I'm just a traveler." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I am just a traveler."
I gotta travel to the liquor store and get some Traveler's Whiskey. Drunk drive home.
Yeah, might have to get some Traveler's Whiskey with some of these races, but anyways,
we ended up having Bubba Wallace win that first heat race.
Mm-hmm. He looks solid, man. I mean, really, honestly, like during the heat races, I was thinking, man, he could end up doing it, and I just feel like, Wallace is kind of one of those racers that he always ends up being at some point in position, and then things just don't go his way.
Yeah, it's he's kind of got that Kyle Busch look,
Right.
Though I will say, his detractors can't say he can't win because he did win a race legitimately. He won Kansas back in 22, driving for the 45 car after Kurt Busch got hurt, and he switched over to the 45 car because it was still eligible for owners' points or the owners' championships and whatnot. So Bubba took that over and ended up winning in Kansas, which was kind of a unique situation though because Kurt Busch won Kansas earlier that year in that car. So Bubba came back and he did the same exact thing again. So it's the same car won the track with two different drivers. It's always been a little it's a little neat factoid for it. But
yeah.
No, usually at the end something happens and poor Bubba gets the front end of the stick.
Yeah. But Drew, heat race number 2 really came with some controversy.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk about that because, I'm watching this and they're like, and no caution. And then 100 feet before they cross the line, they throw the caution.
Yeah.
And Jones clearly would have won. I mean, it's just what are we doing, man? I don't understand. NASCAR is so touchy about it's normally they don't do that or whatever, and then just certain situations they will, and so there's never a clear we'll do it this time and this time, but not this time. It's just you don't know what you're gonna get from NASCAR on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the entire community of NASCAR fans and people within the business of the sport are all saying. It's just the inconsistency is a big problem. I mean, we'll circle back around NASCAR joke. We're gonna circle around. We'll circle back around to the inconsistencies when we talk about the Daytona 500. But yeah, them throwing the caution pretty much right at the line was pretty stupid.
Bull crap, man.
And then poor Eric Jones, the nice humble Eric Jones.
He thought he won.
Yeah, and he went out in front of all those people and they cheered him on, only to find out he took second. And then Cindric's like giving an interview, and he's like, "Wait, we won?
He's like,
we won?
Oh, cool."
That's. I mean, I love how he's like, "Well, crap, I kind of feel bad for Eric."
Yeah.
And I was like, what a G. Austin Cindric is a G. But, yeah. So, but outside that, though, it's another solid heat race.
No, definitely, and I like the heat races because with Daytona, it ramps you up for the real thing. It kind of gets you excited. It gets you kind of like looking at like, okay, who's racing good, who's not doing so good, and I just like it, man. It's better than when you watch qualifying where it's like, okay, this guy's just got a fast car, which doesn't really mean anything, as opposed to seeing them on a track with all the other drivers.
Yeah, I was gonna say the heat races are pretty unique. I like it. It's a nice little start. Having these pretty much each lane determined on wherever you finish in the heat race is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes I wish they'd have that format for more races, but I guess at the same time, it's kind of like having Christmas every other day. It's like it's not gonna be that special if it happens. So
right.
But yeah, big ups to Bubba and Cindric. Also shout out to Bubba Wallace bringing his son to the race and going full Simba with him in victory lane.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah. That poor child. That poor child probably didn't know what the hell was going on. There's all these people taking photos and whatnot, and people screaming, and he's like, probably not even a month old. And he's like, "What? What the hell? What is all this?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll scoot along here now to the craft and truck race.
Yes, and before we get into that, Drew, everybody make sure you follow us on X at NASHolesPod, on Instagram at NASHoles_podcast, and we are now on YouTube, which I believe, Drew, what is it? Is it NASHoles podcast?
Yeah, I believe it's NASHoles podcast.
NASHoles podcast, and we're still on Spotify, so if you've been listening to us there, well, I mean, if you're listening now, you're in the right place. But if you haven't, if you're following us on Spotify, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel too. I mean,
yeah, you can see our lovely faces to go with our lovely voices.
Yes, and we would really appreciate it. And make sure you share us, man. Just share us.
Share us with everyone.
With the whole NASCAR community and even people who hate NASCAR.
Maybe they'll just
hate watch.
NASCAR conspiracy theorists who believe that races are rigged.
Yeah.
The flat earthers of NASCAR, if you will.
And again, we don't care who follows us. Maybe we got Drew. Maybe we got some people out there that hate watch us. You know what? They're just subscribing and watching. Hey, I don't care. Hey, if you're hating on us, hey, keep giving us those views, bro.
Well, I don't know. If they hate me, they probably got a good reason for it.
Anyways, but yeah, Drew, Craftsman Truck Series. I didn't watch any of it. I'll be honest. It's just Truck Series. It's just not something I really watch a whole lot. But why don't you take it away?
Well, I mean, outside of the occasional, rookie just losing grip and spinning out and smashing into the infield safety barrier, the thing that kind of overshines the race itself is, what happened after the race. So, Parker Kligerman, who's one of my favorite guys, NASCAR analyst-wise, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he's an asshole behind the camera or whatever, but in front of the camera, I love him. He's always just very good at being an analyst.
Yeah, he's great.
And well, if you do recall the Roval last year when he just about had that white flag, all he would have had to do, and then they fucking threw out the caution right beforehand, and he lost that race, and I was furious.
I was pissed.
I was so pissed off, man. I was so pumped for him. But yeah, he ends up winning Daytona. But after the race, the truck fails the post-race inspection because it's too low.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
who won?
Corey Heim.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he yeah, he kind of fell up into a win, But
Man,
Kligerman, he was very positive. He had a good feeling that uh, they have a strong case for them to revert the decision.
appeal it.
Appeal it. Yeah. I haven't gotten any update on that though. I would have thought by today, Wednesday, we would have gotten an answer, but I'll watch it come out tomorrow morning or something. But I will say, moving to the Xfinity race before we talk about just who won what and all that, I do want to say that during the pre-race for the Xfinity race at Daytona, Parker Kligerman, who's one of the full-time analysts for the Xfinity series this year.
Yep.
They were doing one of those things where they were kind of in the infield and they had fans behind them, and at one point these drunk rowdy fans who started chanting Parker won.
That's awesome, dude. I love that.
It was so audible. And, you could tell they were originally just gonna ignore it, but then Parker was like, "Man, look, I got all these fans out here, man." And then he just threw it. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna appeal it Monday, and I think we got a pretty good case on our hands here. I think we'll get that win back. So but no, I thought that was just really hilarious because usually they don't acknowledge stuff like that.
Right.
And the last time they did acknowledge drunk rants or drunk chants, I should say, it was the whole "Let's go Brandon" debacle.
Which turned into a nationwide thing.
Yeah,
not just a NASCAR thing.
Now it's pop culture. It's political pop culture, fandom lore.
Pop culture.
Anyways, so the Xfinity race, though, RCR stunk up the entire race. I mean, Austin Hill swept stage 1, stage 2.
Yeah.
He ends up having mechanical issues. Something was burning up in the car, and I didn't find an exact reasoning for it, but pretty much his car was kaput. But his teammate Jesse Love was able to bring it home to first place. I mean, all in all, I mean, it was a solid race. I was a little bummed out that Connor Zilic ate shit the way he did, with 2 to go, because that was brutal watching that, man.
I know, because he's just with him being because he's part-time Cup, right?
I think he's doing at least one Cup race this year, but he's full-time Xfinity.
Yeah. Well, just as somebody who likes Trackhouse, and I like Zilic. It was fun watching him last year.
Well,
you hate to see it.
What I liked though is during his post-race interview, I don't know if he knew already that Jesse Love won or if he found out, but him and Jesse Love are tighter than a tick's ass. He was like, I love him so much. He's like a brother to me, and I'm so happy for him. It's you don't hear drivers say that about other drivers. That's something you never hear people say it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's a nice wholesome moment. And I hope that friendship never fucking deteriorates.
Yeah.
That clip will live on in infamy.
That's amazing.
I love him so much. And 5 years later, they're fist fighting on the backstretch after wiping each other out.
You bitch!
You spun me! You right-reared me, you son of a bitch!
But, Drew, did you see the I can't even remember. It was number 5. I can't even remember who that is. He was
my God.
He was going to pit road at 100 miles an hour. I don't know if his tires locked up or what. But
no. Trust me, he wouldn't have gone 100 miles an hour if his tires locked up.
I don't think so. But dude,
I think he
crashed into a Creed.
Brakes.
Was it Creed?
No, I forget who it was, but it was a gnarly hit.
It was bad, man.
I don't think I ever actually found out the reason for that. I don't know, but I heard a lot of people just say he used his ARCA brakes. Just in the bumper of somebody else, or just another car to slow down.
Yeah,
but that was nuts. I mean, last time I saw something like that, it was when Cody Ware shot down pit road at I don't remember where, but he shot down pit road in a crash and just nearly missed a corner piece of the wall to get to the infield from pit road.
Mm-hmm.
Which was pretty close. Poor fella. But
yeah,
he had a pain reliever as a sponsor though, so I knew he was going to be good with that.
Yeah, he was gonna be all right with the free pain relievers.
He was a little rocked. I won't lie. He was a little rocked after that, but the sponsor came in clutch that day, and then they abandoned him a year later. Anyway.
No more pain free for you.
Well, there was that whole Cody Ware hit a woman and stuff. We won't go into that. That's old news. And
but you're
I was going to say, and he said he won the court case, so clearly it's fine.
Yeah. But what we will get into, Drew, is the ultimate race, and that was the Cup Series at the Daytona 500, man. What a freaking race. First of all, I'm going to say how freaking annoyed I was. Sitting there, I'm like, let's go, it's Daytona 500. They start, they get 11 laps in, and then the rain comes. And I'm like,
yeah,
here we go again. Freaking another year where this happens. So anyways, I'm sitting there, and the driver interviews is cool. Like, what I like is what Fox did is, like, they filled the space right. They interview the drivers, and that's all fine and dandy. But it gets old after a while, right? And then they start up again. I'm like, hell yeah, baby.
And there's a couple things you glanced over, though, during that rain delay. There was some gems in there.
Like, there was, especially the Rizzler with Gregson. And Gregson was like...
the Rizzler? Yeah, dude. I saw that kid. I didn't... So, I don't know. This is me probably feeling old now for the first time, but I didn't know the Rizzler was a person. I've heard the term the Rizzler. So, I don't know.
And you thought it was just like a term.
Yeah.
Like, you're the Rizzler.
Then I'm just, I was, for some reason, I paused the race for something, and I turned it back on, and I was like, whatever, I'll fast forward it ahead. And then at one point, I just saw this little adorable chubby kid with Noah Gragson just, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? So, like, I watched this, and I was like, yo, this kid's the shit. And then Noah's just like, yo, so you got any girlfriends? And he's like, I had 4 of them. I was like, damn it, I'm 27. That's more than me.
Oh God.
Here. Into my beard disappeared.
And then also where Logano and Keselowski.
Oh, that was another good one too.
So Logano was trying to get his mic on, and they were trying to say like Brad wanted to steal the show, and he shut off your mic. And then it was funny because Brad's having another kid, and Joey's like, I think Brad's just always trying to compete with me and like have more in everything than me. Like, that's just amazing, man. But supposedly they're gonna be commentating for the Atlanta race, Xfinity, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
So I'm excited for that.
I really enjoy Logano's broadcasting. Which, you know what? I forgot to mention this. He was part of the broadcast crew for the Truck Series. Him and Harvick did it. Yeah, that was pretty sweet seeing that. But
sweet.
But going back to Sunday, another gem that I loved was they were kind of just running out of ideas, and Kevin Harvick said his son was kind of just hanging out behind the camera. So they just started talking about how Keelan and Kevin are gonna race each other for the first time in a race.
Really?
And I missed Boyer, this. Clint Boyer the whole time was like, buddy, if you spin out your dad, I'll pay for the car. Like,
no way.
He's trying to get him to fucking and just wreck his father.
I don't. For some reason, I have a feeling he won't do it, even if he was paid, even if it was.
Well, I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. I think Kevin said the only exception would be if they're racing for the win, but if they're racing for like 5th or 7th or something like that,
there's no point. Yeah, you're just putting everybody else in danger.
Dude, it's only checkers or wreckers if you're going for the win after all. I mean,
right.
You're going for like 12th. Yeah, nothing you can do. But anyways, yeah. So after the rainstorm passed, they got the track all nice and dried up.
Mm-hmm.
We had a solid race.
Well, remember, Drew, though, don't forget that it started back up, and then like, another cell's coming through, and then they had to pull over. I was like, no, please God, no. And that didn't last very long, but it still annoyed the hell out of me. But anyways, we got back to the race, and it was finally there. And so I don't know what you were about to say, but I'm gonna let you talk.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, Joey Logano ended up getting his first stage win in the Daytona 500. That was pretty cool.
Which really shocks me, man.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured he would have had a stage win in the race by now. I mean, he's been in this Cup Series now for 15 years, I think now. Yeah, which is insane to think of because he's only in his 30s. So
yeah,
he was fresh off the boat and he got the Cup. But anyways, there's not a whole lot I remember from stage 1 and 2. I just won't lie.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, there was the occasional little smasheroo, but nothing too intense until the third stage. I mean, Blaney ended up winning stage 2, but
right. So Penske did very good. I mean, and Cindric I think, if I remember correctly, Drew, Cindric very early on in the race, maybe even in stage 1, was up there for a while, or it could have been stage 2 as well. But I just felt like the Penske cars were just really good, like the whole entire race, and this whole race, like there was guys that were impressing me, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Is I thought, we talked about Priest, right? Like we talked about him, like being on this new team, and maybe thinking that it's gonna really help him. And man, he led a lot of laps at Daytona, man. And he was in the lead for a while.
I was gonna say that, like, out of all the rides he's had in Cup, I think this is his best ride he's had to date.
Yeah, and it's just unfortunate, man. He gets into that wreck where his freaking car is flying like a kite.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
That one was like a white knuckler to watch that. It was like,
I was like, oh no, not again.
For real. And then like the way it shot up the track on its roof, and Jesus Christ. And then the thing that they didn't have when he flipped the shit out of his car 2 years ago at Daytona, we didn't have the in-car footage, but like you can just see his eyes. He's keeping them wide open, which is kind of badass. Because I wouldn't do that.
No.
I'd be like, with a good hearty stream of piss going down my leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just an insane wreck.
I was like, how can this happen to this guy on the same track? Back to back years.
Well, not back to back,
or
but
two.
He's had some. He's taken a lot of really gnarly hits. Like
he has. It's unfortunate.
Since the next gen car, it's just a lot.
Yeah, but I really do think though, Drew, like just from seeing him at Daytona, I really think he's there, man. He's so much closer to being competitive in these races than he was last year, with SHR.
Well, the thing too is, I mean, Daytona's, super speedways. I mean, you need more luck than skill to make the end of the race, pretty much. Because shit can go sideways so fast, and like it's damn near impossible to not get wrapped up in it when it comes your way. So
yeah, they were saying on the broadcast, like if the big one happens, you're only going to be safe if you're like in first through fifth, basically.
Yeah, or like just ahead of the rest, But
yeah,
I will say,
because it normally happens.
I was gonna say Justin Allgaier drove his way through a few wrecks pretty damn good.
Oh gosh, yeah, he did, man.
There's so many times I thought his night was over, and then he just drove through somehow, and I was like, "That's what's up." That's what's up, dude.
Well, and ultimately, that's how Byron ended up winning. Like we had that wreck at the end, and Custer. Well, I'm trying to recall how it kind of went down. So Custer was at the wall, right? And I think Byron kind of got past him, and like because Custer hit Hamlin, and Byron was behind a little bit, and they kind of got all loose a little bit, and then Byron was just able to get ahead. But like, my point I'm trying to come to is that, yes, Daytona, it comes down to luck, but like it also comes down to when you're in that position that you're actually able to maneuver around it and make the right moves to put yourself in the position to win. And like, dude, William Byron, and you and I had talked about this, like, or you, I think, alluded to this after the race, is Byron has now solidified himself as one of the best in the field. And not only just the best in the field this year, he's solidifying himself in NASCAR history as like being one of the best drivers, man. Because look at the list. I mean, I'm gonna pull this up, dude. He joins only 12 other drivers who have won the Daytona 500 more than once, and like he joins the likes of Yarborough, freaking
Petty. Well, actually, both Petties. Richard and damn, what's his dad's name? I can't think of his father's name. Lee. Yes, Lee Petty.
I'm gonna look this up, dude, and it's like you're gonna be like,
Gordon,
holy crap.
Dale Jr., Keselowski.
Keselowski.
Penza.
Hasn't Hamlin done it?
Yeah, 3 times. Denny Hamlin, yeah.
So here's the list. So you got Cale Yarborough, who by the way won it 4 times. Bobby Allison, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon, Denny Hamlin, Bill Elliott, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, and now William Byron. Like, dude, he's joining some elite names there, man. So it's not coincidence in my opinion. You have to, like I said, you have to be in these situations on these super speedways. You have to know what to do when you get to that situation where everything gets all screwed up, and you're up there. Like, you have to find a way. And Byron has now found a way 2 years in a row at Daytona 500. And man, it's hard after this race to not think that he's not going to make a deep playoff run.
Well, one thing I want to point out now is he's the youngest person to ever win more than one Daytona 500 now. He surpassed Jeff Gordon. Yeah.
Wow. See, I didn't read that.
I didn't catch that till earlier when I was listening to his post-race interview, and somebody brought it up. They asked Jeff. They're like, Jeff, how do you feel about this? And it's like, I want him to keep breaking them. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And I was like,
for sure, dude.
That's what you want right there.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
But and that paint scheme, come on, man. We're gonna get into paint schemes later. But I'm just gonna tell you right now, dude. Byron's paint scheme, if he has that 24 flames paint scheme, it could win every time that it's on the track for me. Like, as my favorite paint scheme. Because it's incredible.
It looked really sick. It looked a hell of a lot better under the lights. It's one of those cars that, it's I don't know. The lights just make it look better. But,
Definitely.
But yeah, I will say though, him getting the win was, that was cool and all, but NASCAR let him race back to the checkered flag, which is clearly their response to Thursday night when they called a caution right before the line.
Yeah, dude, and we already kind of talked about this, is the officiating, but it just needs to be more consistent, man. I'm not asking you to, be perfect, because obviously NASCAR is one of those things where the officials have a much harder job, in my opinion, than really any other sport, because it does get ticky-tacky where, like, oh, do we call it, do we not? And it's like, they kind of have to make a decision pretty quickly. And it all, they're going 200 miles an hour. Like, what do you do? It's like, you gotta do something quick. So I don't blame them but it's just like, some of it is just so like,
well,
and like, how do you do that? You know what I mean?
Well, all right. So I think their officiating was bass backwards, frankly. So they the call they made Thursday and the call they made Sunday should have been the opposite way. So they should have called the race Sunday right on the backstretch. Byron would have still won. He was out in the lead with Tyler Reddick right behind him. Versus Thursday when it was Cindric and Jones.
They should have let it go.
yeah, they were right there. Why the fuck would you throw out the light right there? I mean, this is like Flitterman at Roval 2.0.
Right.
Why the fuck would you throw the right there?
It's so frustrating, dude. Like,
But
because sometimes
yeah,
it literally changes the outcome of the race.
yeah, and there's an argument for wanting more dramatic races, which is fine, but
Well, it's
sometimes
fine.
though, I mean, sometimes it just doesn't feel right to do it though. And it's
There,
like if you're
yeah,
like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like if they're right there and they're wrecking right up the line, still throw the freaking flag. But if like a massive pileup happens on the backstretch, roughly just a little over half the lap to go, it's
right.
okay to throw out the light then because you can't have cars driving through their full steam ahead. That's super
Mm-hmm.
dangerous. I mean, that's how. I mean, Grease said it in his like post race interview outside the care center that like he got lucky, but he's worried someone might not be lucky at some point. It's like that's how serious injuries happen. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's really
it's not
it's really
something you can get
sketch.
wrong, man.
Yeah, and
Truthfully.
it's like these cars are dangerous enough as it is. We don't need a situation where they're pretty much like a literal bullet,
Mm-hmm.
just ramming into shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't. There's a part of me that's kind of just accepted that at this point we're never going to get the perfect efficient
Right,
rating
and so you just kind of have to sit there and
because,
be like, well, whatever they call, like, I'm going to be mad about it, but it is
well,
what it is.
the thing I'm thinking is like if you're gonna have a position where you got to be the one to call the cautions, you got to have it be the same guy. Like you can't have it be a person by person basis because everyone's opinions are different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we can get closer to consistency if we just have the same guy who doesn't listen to the court of public opinion or whatever, and he just goes by his own shit. Because at least then it'll be more consistent, and like we'll get an air of consistency.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
but
and it wasn't
but
just that, Drew. Kyle Busch shared his frustration here on X. He
yeah,
said he was parked by NASCAR officials. Rule says this is from him. Rule says you have 3 attempts to make minimum speed. The race never went back to green yet. I don't even think they know their own rules or procedures. So it's like it's not just the fans saying this stuff, man. Like the
oh no,
drivers
the
are
drivers are
noticing.
very vocal about it. Yeah,
And somebody made a good point here. They said NASCAR makes up rules as they go, and they have different rules for different people that are
yeah.
not always the same for everyone. Which, gosh, man, that couldn't be more true.
It's always fuck them unless it's Chase Elliott. Then it's bend the rules. Guys that have the big fan bases. The ones that NASCAR gets a little more lenient with, it seems.
Yeah.
But anyways, I will say, Reese's comments. I so on Door Bumper Clear, earlier this week, Bubba Wallace was on there,
Okay,
and
cool.
they brought up the wreck, and I think somebody asked him if Bubba had talked to Ryan. Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I sent him a message to see how he was doing," and he was like, "I can't repeat what he said, but all I can tell you is I said amen to it." But it's like I think I don't know. I mean, we come full circle. NASCAR joke. Circle. Uh, like that wreck was intense. I think his feelings are justified.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely, man.
I
Like,
will say though, on Door Bumper Clear, Bubba Wallace did point out something that is kind of hilarious.
what's
If you
that?
go, so if you go back and you watch the car when it first takes off, if you watch the front wheel, it's spinning and then it suddenly stops. That means
Mm,
he hit the brake.
yeah, yeah.
which which I don't know, I thought was hilarious. I mean, like he said him and Blaney kind of like were talking about it. And he said they always find something funny in the most like messed up stuff. And I was like, oh my god, he took flight, and he really was like, no, just laid on the brake.
but my issue with the whole Logano thing is,
Oh yeah, him and the 47 kind of ruining the night for a lot of people.
yeah, well, and I'd love to pull it up. But basically what happened is, like And obviously, whoever's listening to this probably watches the race. I hope you do.
No, they get all their NASCAR information purely
unless
from
you're
us.
just like listening to this and you're like, oh, NASCAR sounds crazy. I'm not going to watch, but I'll listen to these assholes.
Their opinions are severely biased because it's only our takes.
Yeah. No, but like, you saw like, Logano, and to his credit, he came all the way from the back. He was the fastest car out there, probably.
One of them, yeah.
And what would you say, Drew? He was probably like, well, because Blaney was in 5th, so he was probably in 6th or 7th right there.
Yeah, he was near the front end of the pack, and I know that to be true.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share my screen and show you guys like what's happening with this. Here we go. Share. Let's go to this.
Whoa. Eternity.
Right, so. Oh, I don't want the sound. I just need you to see this.
Did we pull up a video of a man filming something from another device on like?
Yes.
Let's go.
All right.
Only the finest quality here at NASCAR.
Right. So let's see right here. Okay, Logano's coming down. They're all coming down. All right. And hopefully he plays this damn thing. This is the first video I found. That's like only reason why I picked it. I know he's filming YouTube. It's so stupid. But what is he even saying right now, this dude? Can you guys hear this?
I can't hear it.
Okay. So
we'll give our own. He was saying give it our own audio.
Yeah. So he was saying it was a late block, but just watch this. Like Logano tries to create a hole here. Watch this right here. He tries to get in a hole that isn't really there. See right there, okay? Yeah. And if we go ahead to a little bit, now you can see, but look it. Then he tries to move over, and Logano claims that he checked up or whatever, and he couldn't get out of it. But he shouldn't have been in it in the first place. And then what we get is this whole thing, and let's see, go to the end. And then bang, and he ends up hitting Busch. Busch gets pushed way out there. I think did he crash in the infielders? Or not really the infield, but...
Well, he got off track. That's for certain.
But, Drew, I'm of the opinion that, I mean, it's both their faults, right?
But, eternity. Oh, by the way, whose video was that? We can't use that without saying who it was. Give the man credit, or woman credit.
That's from Reese Graham II. On X. So Reese Graham.
I hope you subscribe to us, Reese Graham.
Yep.
Please. Please. We want to get to 7 subscribers.
I'm gonna comment on his post and say we use this on the pod.
Sorry.
Oh no! What did I do? But anyway, yeah, Drew. It was and like let's see what like Kyle Busch had to say. I gotta go back up here. So Kyle Busch said the fastest car was in a hurry to get to the wreck. He's trying to go through the middle and make a hole that isn't there. Now I agree with that, but I also agree that you can't really deny the video evidence that Stenhouse was trying to block. But I still think Logano got too aggressive there, man. He didn't need to do it.
Well,
I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'll kind of play devil's advocate here. But, I mean, when did that accident happen exactly? How many laps was it to go?
Man, I'd have to pull up the YouTube, but I'm pretty sure they're.
I think it was within like 20 to go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. About 20 or maybe less.
I don't know. The closer you get to the finish, the more aggressive you have to be, really, to work your way up through the pack, and that's kind of just the way the cars are, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I won't lie. I think he did that move a little too soon. You know?
Right. But he could have waited a lap or two.
Yeah, or maybe till like the end, potentially.
Because like I said, he had the fastest car, and there was no way he wasn't going to finish top 5.
Yeah.
Ultimately screwed his teammate, Blaney, too.
Yeah.
Which pissed me off.
Well, yeah, I know. I've heard you liked that Blaney fella. A little bit. It's a wee bit.
Yeah, hey, matter of fact, I do like him.
Oh, that's right. You got your 21 Michigan win.
Yeah. By
Hell
the way,
yeah.
we might do a giveaway of some stuff. Not that, because I'm keeping that. But I'm thinking about
what? What do we got?
We'll get something. We'll get something.
We'll give away one of the. We'll give away one of your dogs.
Oh yeah, I would be glad to. But we'll give away stuff like this, but not this one because this is my guy.
God damn, dude.
We'll give away stuff, but you can't have the stuff that I like.
Yeah, you'll get all the shitty stuff.
Hey, I might give this away. It's not NASCAR, but
we can't do that to NASholes, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Dude. You guys don't deserve this.
F1? That's lame, dude.
Yeah, no. But anyways,
F1's
Drew.
For Europeans.
I don't want to get
dirty
stuck.
Europeans.
Yeah, dirty ass EU and all that. Anyways, I don't want to get stuck on the whole Logano thing, but I just wanted to mention it. Drew, I want to talk about give me like some of your guys that impressed you, guys that you didn't think going into the race could do anything, and they ended up doing like pretty good. I gotta pull up the standings, brother.
Oh, you mean surviving?
Yeah, the guys that you didn't, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you the first one, and this is just so hilarious. So I joined this pool. I joined the pool with my uncle for the NASCAR pool. You pick a driver every week, and you can't pick the same one like for the rest of the season. And so I start the season thinking, I'm just gonna pick a guy who normally wrecks and stays toward the back. Get all the crappy drivers out of the way in the beginning of the season. And if they do good, they do good. No. Want to guess who I picked, everybody? Drew already knows. John Hunter Nemechek, or John Hunter Nemechek, as Drew always says.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this guy could, at best, will finish 20th or 18th.
Yeah.
Well, he proceeds to finish the race 5th. And, I mean, honestly, I couldn't believe it. So I'm impressed with him. I know it's Daytona. But still, it's just a guy that doesn't, even at Daytona, I don't expect it.
Yeah, especially because he's usually the cause of a lot of cautions. You know, the fact that he made it to the end kind of did shock me. But the thing that shocked me even more of that was his team owner, Jimmy Johnson, finishing 3rd.
Yeah, dude, that was another one, Drew. I was like, wow.
Damn, but you know what really must have sucked for him, though, is Michael Jordan's car was still in front of him. Mm-hmm. Tyler Reddick was in 2nd. So you know damn well Michael Jordan held that over Shaq's head. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who didn't watch the race, they had like Shaq on the hood of the car.
Yes, because Jimmy Johnson challenged Shaq to a free throw contest in which if Shaq wins, then he would get to design the car for the Daytona 500, which obviously freaking Shaq's going to win a free throw contest.
Yeah, but it's like challenging Jimmy Johnson to a lap around Daytona.
When you've never driven
and then, and if he wins, he gets to design whatever, man. It's like...
Yeah, but that was a guy. Drew, those are 2 guys for sure, Drew. But dude, Allgaier, man, first cup, first cup race.
Well, for JRM, he did a season or 2 for like a low end Cup Series team, like 10-ish.
But at this scale, Drew, he finishes 9th, man. I mean,
oh yeah,
you can't ask for much better than top 10 when it's like on this stage, and placing top 10 at the Daytona 500 is no small feat.
Oh no, especially since they're like 95% wrecks. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I take that back. 95% parade laps, 4% wrecks, 1% surviving.
Yeah, let's see the timeline here. I want to see who led.
But no, I was honestly, I was honestly more thrilled about Allgaier getting a top 10 than William Byron winning. Not saying I don't like William Byron. I mean, I'm a Hendrick driver. I know I don't wear a lot of Hendrick swag, but Hendrick is one of my like go-to teams. Like if people
right, I know you like Elliott. Like that's your favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a chase sexual, as they say on for Clear.
Chase
sexual. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I touched his fist when I met him that last summer. I'm not gonna lie, I did get a pretty hard boner.
And you told them the story about how he saved your life, or how not that he saved
I
delayed the surgery that you needed, so that you
yeah.
could meet him. And he was like, "What?"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my god, well, I hope it wasn't like anything severe." I was like, nah, it's just fat people surgery. That's all. I will say the only thing that sucks about that photo of him though is, well, for one, the guy that took the photo of it, it's super grainy, and also I'm like fat as fuck.
Right,
I'm
it was
like
before the surgery. It was before
yeah.
the surgery.
So I'm just I was like clearly a sad fat man experiencing joy for the first time in years. Yeah.
Two Elliot's running for me.
Dude, I swear to Christ, I gotta figure out how to get him back up here somehow. And I'll be like, hey, you probably do not remember me, but I had a latest surgery to meet you like a few years ago. I just want you to know I'm hot as shit now.
Hey, look at me now, bro.
Gross. No, I'm not lifting my shirt up though. It's kind of still gross, but I'm not as fat. So I need a new photo.
Definitely. I need to burn that photo and get a new skinny me photo.
Hot girl summer me. During the off season, some weekends where I just kind of just hang out and get really stoned. I did kind of wonder, I wonder if that came up to like any of the drivers, like, oh yeah, like how you been, Chase? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I was over in Wisconsin earlier this week. I had a fan tell me he delayed a surgery to meet me. That was kind of a first.
I would love to think that he did tell some other drivers and stuff.
I just hope he told at least one person that. Yeah, I don't know. I like to leave a lasting impact on people. Yeah.
What would be better is if he came on a podcast and like, so what's like the craziest fan interaction you've had? And he says, "Oh, dude." He'd be like, "Oh, dude,
that guy in a wheelchair delayed a surgery."
There's one guy in a wheelchair. He said he delayed a surgery, just to meet me. I don't know, but anyways, Drew, we're getting off topic here.
Well, hang on though. I look, man. It's expensive as fuck being crippled when you want to travel. I mean, traveling's already expensive, and also life risking now, seeing that all the planes are seeming to fucking find new ways to crash, out there. And like, it's not every other year that a NASCAR Cup Series champion who's still active in the sport, comes to your city, let alone like the most popular driver. It's like, this is like probably
right, and being that it's not like where you live it's not Madison or Milwaukee or hell even Green Bay. I guess you could like it's freaking Sturgeon Bay.
Little old Sturgeon Bay.
Like that's what was cool about it, but.
Oh yeah, well I mean no, it was just a Napa store opening, and I mean it was. I don't know. Yeah, so like I just do want to put that out there. It's not like I go to races frequently. I can't go to any races. There's none near me. It's expensive as shit to go places. Like nearest races to me is Chicago, St. Louis, and I guess technically Michigan and Indianapolis, which are all tracks I'd love to go to, but it's just not my wheelhouse right now financially.
Yeah. We'll get you
there. Yeah, guys. You can donate all your money to Drew Scarvin at patreon.com. For $10, you can just get a photo of me half-ass smiling without my t-shirt
Wait,
on.
do we have a Patreon?
No, we don't.
Gosh dang it, man.
I thought about it, but I was like, nah, our pod's too small. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Venmo me, bro. Anyways, Drew, let's get into. I don't know how much more we're going to talk about the race. We kind of talked about everything we wanted to talk about, needed to talk about.
We talked about everything for a while.
How about this, Drew? It's time for the very first ever of this year. Good grass or ass grass. Okay, Drew, so I just recently found out something that really pissed me off.
Oh, no.
I don't know why I thought this, silly me. I always thought the Daytona grass was real. It's not.
Oh.
But
not?
Nope, it's turf, man. It's total just
I guess that
fake, artificial. But I'm going to tell you this, man. I know it's not real, but it's trying to be real. It wants to be real.
Well, I mean...
It feels that it's real.
No,
and guess what?
I'm not going to say that.
I'm going to tell you this. It's the best damn artificial turf I've ever seen. So, it gets a good grass. 10 out of 10. It's beautiful, man. Like, it just looks awesome, dude.
It does. That it does. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was real, but that
I know it
extended ride
upsets
is
you, doesn't
so
it?
perfect. A little bit, but only a little bit.
Yeah. But
Also,
anyways,
yeah, I was gonna
onward.
say, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised though, because it's like really well done, and I feel like that'd be impossible to do it.
Well, no, you
Yeah,
couldn't. Just with the way they have the different shades, like it's the darker green, and you
yeah.
can't really do that. Like that's
I've
not really
learned so much
possible.
about grass from you. Well, not the grass I like, but like the grass you like.
Well, I'm
I can tell
glad,
you
Drew.
about my grass all you want. With that sticky, icky. Shout out to 3G. Sponsor us.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Do you
like,
want to? So, do we want to get in paint scheme of the day or of the week? I already kind of know what you're
yes.
gonna say. We've kind of already alluded to it, but I
Well,
think I could be
I
wrong.
well no, I'll just rip the band-aid off. I will say, despite there being some amazing paint schemes, William Byron's stole the show for me. But I
Absolutely.
do want to give an honorable mention to the Traveler's Whiskey car. It's pretty sick. Also to what the hell was it? Where is it? Where's it? Here we go.
I
Project
got it pulled up on
91
the screen,
car.
brother.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the
I'm trying
91.
to get to it, bro.
Yeah,
I don't.
the Helio Castroneves' car. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, and speaking of him, by the way, he had a tough weekend at Daytona, just overall.
Oh my god, yeah, no, we didn't talk about the ARCA race a whole lot because it was just like one
But it
long
wasn't just
caution.
that, dude. It was Cup too. He got freaking screwed, man. He kept crashing.
Dude, I mean, if you wouldn't have told somebody that in IndyCar he was an absolute beast, he wouldn't have, like, they would just think he's the worst driver ever because he's just got like the worst luck. But you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I'll say the 40 and the 91, as well as the 44 of JJ Yaley, recently, loved by the pod, JJ Yaley. Yeah.
Yep.
And sadly, that Green River whiskey didn't get that Green River whiskey car didn't make it to the track.
I'm gonna try
It
to.
had those nice chrome letters and everything, man. But
I'm gonna try to find that one. It's
race
probably gonna be at
gods
the
said it
end.
wasn't meant to be. No, usually they're like numerically in order.
Oh yeah, so it'll be right here.
Right there.
Pretty cool. Drew, I really did take a liking to Let's go all the way back up. I really took a liking to LaJoy's new ride, the 01 Take 5. I think that's pretty cool, man. Like that one.
Yeah,
Obviously, I
that's
always
alright.
love this one. This one, I don't. What this was not different from other years, was it? Because it kind of just looks brighter.
I think I was gonna say, I think the blues are a bit bluier, but besides that, I think it's
Yeah, but
relatively the same.
ultimately, I mean, let's go down. That's not a bad ride right there. I
No,
always love this zone car.
I will say best fire suit does go to Justin Haley though.
It
If
does.
we can, yeah,
Do you want me to pull it up?
you probably should. Yeah, I'm gonna say the his Chili's fire suit was the best. That's what's up, dude. Well, that's a man's fire suit.
I mean, look at this, dude. He's got the belt. I mean, it's just incredible.
Dad, it's just God tier.
Yeah.
The belt buckle, everything about it, chef kiss.
Drew,
But
this one early on in the race, it was really doing it for me. Just classic number 9 Napa, the blue. Really like that car. But yeah, Drew. And you know what? This might be the best hood that can go on Blaney's neon Menards car. It's like a blue hood like that with that blue color. But anyways, let's get to the car I'm gonna just go opposite of you, and this actually really was my favorite.
it was a sick ride. I'm not gonna lie, it was
Absolutely
a
sick,
very
and
sick.
it looked cool in the light and under the lights. But
Oh yeah, no, that was the rare all rounder where it just looks good whenever it's out.
But great googly moogly. Look at this.
It just gives me mid to late 2010s. No, mid to late 2000s Jeff Gordon vibes.
It's
Made me
beautiful.
feel nostalgic. And I will say, I think it's a step up from last year's car that he won at Daytona with. So
Yeah,
I think this is a pretty sick whip.
Mm-hmm.
So we should also point out the number 20 car, because that was a pretty sick combo. I did enjoy that. Very Packers-esque.
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh yeah.
You know, I never noticed that.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't.
That's different.
Yeah, I really
I don't
like
love it, but I mean, it is cool.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little mashup.
Mm-hmm. I didn't go down to the higher numbers here, but you know, most of them are the same. Like this is Zane Smith's ride. I kind of think it's ugly, to be honest. Traveler, that's sick. That's not really any different. You know, for as much as we talk crap about Nemechek, I mean, this Dollar Tree is pretty cool. Is this different? They added the gold. I swear they added the gold.
No, they had the gold last year.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different Dollar Tree car that looks stupid. Like, but this one looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, very well could have been a stupid one last year.
Oh god, I love this car.
Teams slapped as hard as they used to.
This car, I will say, Drew, under the lights did not look as good as, you know, during the day. It actually the lights kind of ruined it. It kind of looked more like of a cream orange under the lights. But man, you guys already know if you've been listening. This is my favorite car. Like this is pretty much my favorite car of all time. But anyways, oh, and then Bowman's with the black. That's pretty like different. I honestly don't like it as opposed to just the purple and whatnot. But anyways, we'll get off of the paint schemes and let's talk about Atlanta real quick, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's stop sharing. Stop sharing. Okay.
Whoa. Dude,
okay.
That's trippy.
So, Drew, let's go to my notes because we're keeping track of this. Might have to make a document for the standings.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say we should probably just do that.
I believe. Yeah, I believe, Drew, we agreed upon that. What was it? You had to, if you predict somebody, they have to be 1 through 15 for you to get like points, and then after 15, it's like you get like half a point.
Shit, we should have talked about that after last week.
Okay, how about this? How about this? We'll just do what I just said.
Yeah, fuck it.
So top 15, I'm game. Your goal is to get to the top 15. If the driver you guess to win actually wins, you get 15 points. After any position, and then, you know, so on and so forth, 14, 13. And then after 15, you only get like half a point. And then we'll have standings at the end of the year. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Drew, you picked Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that was
I'm trying to look. He finished 34th. So, Drew, half a point to you.
Not a good start to the year.
No.
Not a good.
My guy, I picked Todd Gilliland, finished 27th. So, you know, I only get half a point as well. But since I guessed, the guy I guessed finished ahead of the guy you guessed, I will predict my prediction for Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, last year we had one of the best finishes. I wouldn't say best race. It was a fun race, but
Oh, I mean, it was a great race, but you only remember the finish. Let's be real. That was an incredible finish.
Yeah.
One that's going to be shown over and over and over.
Drew, I'm going to pick somebody that, to be honest with you, man, I said last year after picking him a few times that I would stop doing it. Because he had the worst luck. And I don't know if you think you know what I'm about to say. But
I think I got a good idea.
Drew, I'm going to pick Kyle Busch like you did last week.
Motherfucker, dude.
Because I'm just thinking about it like this, Drew, okay? He was right there with Suarez and Blaney to finish last year. And I'm just thinking this year, he's going to get it, man. He's going to get it this year. Yeah. Watch it be freaking Blaney. I won't be mad about that. I'll be very happy. But that's who I'm going to go pick. And now, what do you got, Drew?
Well, I'm going to be like you and you're cool. And I'm just going to use a throwaway one early on here.
Okay.
I'm going to go Eric. No. I'm going to go Nemechek. This is John Hunter Nemechek.
Dude, If John Hunter Nemechek wins this race, I might send you some money, dude.
I mean, it's fuck.
I might throw you a 20, bro.
I won't fight that.
That's incredible.
I'll take free money.
But yeah, I believe this is still it's Amber Better Health or Am Better Health 400, correct?
I believe
is
so,
it
yeah.
is it still going to be that?
Yeah. If they got it up on J-Skis, they're pretty good with the.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Drew. To me, both races last year at Atlanta I thought were fun. They're fun to watch. I love that track. One day I'll get to go to it, hopefully, because Atlanta's only like 4 hours from where I live. So if I could take a weekend one time and just go, that would be incredible. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Drew. And I think this track, I believe, could kind of give us a better idea of where the drivers are at, as opposed to Daytona. It's just not as crazy.
Yeah, it's almost like compacted chaos.
Yeah, like the turn 4 and 1 are kind of weird, because it kind of like it almost like it goes like this and it flattens out. It's like a weird.
Yeah.
It's just really weird looking, but yeah.
Straightaways are straight.
Looking forward to it, Drew. Anything else?
Oh man. Well, besides that, people should, if they haven't by now, they should have subscribed to our YouTube and also liked this and/or hate commented beneath it or positive commented beneath this video.
Yeah. Like by the time if you've listened this far, you should have shared it at least 7 times or with 7 other people.
You didn't send this to everybody in your contacts list, including people you haven't spoke to in years, like ex-girlfriends or ex-wives. Are you even a real NASholes fan?
No.
I mean, it's not.
No,
burden them with NASholes.
Yeah. Well, we love you for no reason anyway, so.
Yeah.
We'll still be coming here every week, giving you guys the NASholes business and everything NASCAR.
Thinking about our NASholes.
So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week after Atlanta.